My name is Karen Goulet. I'm 39 years old. I live in upstate New York with my partner and our 2 children, and I was adopted. When I was about 12, my parents gave me the name of my birth mother. And it wasn't really until quite recently that I really felt motivated to try and find my birth mother. The surface motivator would be my need to give medical history, biological information to my daughter. I knew that since my daughter was conceived with an anonymous donor, that both sides of her information was going to be unknown other than the life that I had lived thus far. So I wanted to give her something more than what I had had. I had searched on the internet for my birth mother a few times and pretty much knew where she was, so it wasn't that difficult to find her this time around. So I decided to send my birth mother a letter that said that I understood that she may be able to provide me with information, medical information on my family. I very carefully crafted that letter. I tried to put as little expectation in it. It was very non-emotional, and I sent it off in August, about a month after I had sent out the letter. I had given up on hearing back. I figured, oh well, I guess I'm a chapter that she closed, and was very surprised the day that I came home and opened the mail to find a letter from her. I couldn't believe it. So I wrote her back, and she wrote me back. And then she gave me her email address, and we emailed once a day for a couple of weeks. At one point she said, Karen, I would really like to meet you. And I wrote her back and said, I would really like to meet you too. And I drove by the shop and I saw her sitting there. Her hair was pretty hard to miss. It's as white as mine, probably a little bit whiter. I went totally gray when I was about 28, and turns out my birth mother too. She got up out of her seat when she saw me coming, and we hugged. And it was a very odd thing to be hugging my mother for the first time. And she felt like, I guess I feel, you know. I wasn't as concerned that she would like me as maybe I thought I would be. By that point, from our correspondence, I knew that it was going to be okay. That liking wasn't so much the important part. I guess I felt like I was her family. I wish I had done it earlier. I've had her name all this time and was afraid that she didn't want me to find her. And seeing how my ambivalence about meeting her, about finding her, took away 10 years that I could have known her, I think that I will be more ready to make a decision and run with it. I had anticipated the worst, and I don't think that people get very much out of anticipating the worst, and I have to remember that when I make my decision. This whole process of finding my history has been very empowering. Not only do I have a medical history, but I know where I come from. I don't really feel that there's a sense of closure. It seems that there's even more possibilities. I'm so relieved to have done this and removed one of the unknowns from my life.
Her story. Real moms, real stories. Tell us yours in the comments below, and we'll produce and feature the best ones.